don't know if I can draw it. There we go. Okay, perfect. I don't need to have those notes. So welcome to Introduction to AI in Marketing. This particular presentation is in collaboration with Constant Contact. So I am an authorized local expert. The rest of the series, we have one more in the series in November. We're all Constant Contact materials as well as some of my own. So a lot of the materials we'll be talking about the tools, of course, that Constant Contact has in their suite of tools in their program. So a little bit about me, like Swan said, a lot of you might already have met me before, at least virtually on these classes, but I have been in the online space for a million years, it feels like. 21 years in the wine industry, the technology and marketing side. I don't make wine, but I do work with all types of B2B, B2C, and as well as business to government clients, as you can see here. I do teach all over PACE. I've been a couple of years, at least a couple of years. I've been teaching for PACE and other business source centers and scores and SBDCs, etc. And I do always encourage and recommend if you can serve on local committees, boards, etc., like I do with the Venice Chamber of Commerce, as well as the National Association of Women Business Owners here locally in Los Angeles. So that is me. So the world of marketing and advertising. And just a quick little housekeeping thing too, as I move these kind of out of my way, there is a Q&A in a chat. So if you have any specific questions along the way, please drop them in the Q&A in the chat. Go ahead, any comments you have. You guys want to network, share information, you're welcome to do that, just so I can distinguish the questions from actual chat and things going on in the networking, whatever you're doing in the chat box. So just keep those separate if you can. And let's see, and there was a question in there, maybe Swan can answer. Are we going to get the replay for the last session? So Pace should have that. Just check in with Swan on that. Right.
Uh, if it's not up on the website already, it should be. I'll check with the marketing team. Believe Veronica should have sent it out already to everyone who participated. And if you don't receive it, just let us know. Veronica, can you confirm?
Yes, I sent it out last time. If you want, I can actually resend it to everyone who attended last time. And then Swan, can you record today's webinar?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. Actually, yeah, so we'll just continue on. Okay, so the world of marketing and advertising, right? So there's a lot of places for you to spend your time and money. And we're talking about AI today, a lot of ways in the marketing world to use AI. Some of these things, maybe not, but we could definitely use AI to create websites. We probably already have websites for the most part, maybe creating some new ones, creating internet advertising, obviously your social media, email marketing. We'll talk about those today with Constant Contact, text and Wi-Fi marketing, at least creating the content, public relations, doing your PR materials, direct mail, maybe even designing billboards, your print ads, radio, TV, everything. So where do you spend your time and money, right? I always say make sure you have a plan in place before you spend your time and money. Do a marketing plan, create a business plan. As well. You want to make sure that you're spending your money and your time in the right places, depending on where your audience is. So before you go into any of these, and I know it can be confusing. I know I talk to my colleagues about that all the time in the various parts of this world of the universe. What you go to SEO, do you do social media, do you do public relations? So really having a plan and understanding who your audience is and where they hang out and how to find them is important. And you can help, AI can help you create your buyer personas if you don't already have those figured out. So most important part, I think, of your marketing plan is understanding who your audience is and why they want what you have. All right, and most important. Okay, so moving on. So today we'll talk about obviously AI powered content creation, all the different marketing tools that are available, especially on Constant Contact. So we'll go over those, some general stuff. And is everybody, let me just do a quick informal poll. I don't have the polling system up here, but just if you want to in chat, who is currently actively using AI in any way for their business, whether it's marketing or some other way that they're using? Just say yes in chat, using it, or even if you're not touching it at all yet. So everybody's, already familiar with it. And is everybody, if you want to share, what tool or tools do you primarily use for your business? Are you using ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude? So we have ChatGPT, okay. A lot of GPT people here. Gemini. Okay, perfect. And everybody's like same of the above. Yep. Okay. DeepSeek. So complexity, Gemini. So a lot of GPT users there. Perfect. All right. Well, thanks for sharing. So this might be kind of basic for a lot of you. We'll see how, what you already know and don't know. I use chat to get video chapters for my YouTube videos, chat, Claude. All right, perfect. So we already have some advanced probably users, right? ChatGPT, what year are we? 2025, 24, was it 23? I think or end of 22 it came out and we've been using it. And I was using Jasper before that to create content and was kind of like not really understanding what it could do at that point until something like ChatGPT came out. But it's taken over a lot of aspects of our lives these days, right? So a lot different than it was a couple of years ago. So on the marketing side of things, right, we're using it for a lot of different things. Different marketing aspects use it for helping you with lead gen, personalize your customer experiencing, definitely analytics. There's chatbots for virtual assistants. Definitely all of your content creation, maybe optimizing your advertising campaigns, brand development, data-driven insights, all of, automating repetitive tasks. There is a ton of uses for it, whether it's making your productivity better with your business, everything, right? We can use it for these days. But on the marketing side of things, definitely changing the landscape for creating your content and all of that. And so what does it allow you to do? Automate your content, definitely definitely your product service descriptions, your blog posts. It can write your social media captions, your email campaigns. It can help you edit and optimize content that you already have or expand on it as well. Giving you those personalized recommendations and templates, so a lot of it, depending on which tools you're using out there, awesome video content. It's getting to the point, I think when ChatGPT first came out, in some cases, it's still very AI, you could tell it's artificial intelligence. It just looks like it's maybe, an illustration instead of an actual real video. But the advancements in its making, you can't tell, which is good and bad, right? It can be a little bit scary what's going on. Things that we think are real are not really real. And we have to now say, is this real or is it AI? Right. So we have to look on both sides of it. It's like, are we going to be all driven by AI materials versus what's real out there? So, says you're still seeing the opening slide. Is everybody seeing the benefits of AI in marketing slide right now? Should be advancing the slides, just making sure everybody's seeing what I'm working on.
No, we're still seeing just slide 1.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So let me do this. Let me go back up to the beginning. Let me try to arrow down. Are we seeing the different slides now?
No, it's still.
Let me do this. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. Sorry to ruin the recording here. I'm just going to go back because I had that blip with it. I'm going to share. Okay. There we go. I'm here a little choppy recording today. Okay, so this was the agenda slide. This is where I was showing you the different types of things that you can do with marketing. Okay, this is, I think, just where I was leaving off here. So content creation, right? Of course, marketing is all about creating content. All the different things in the marketing universe that I showed you earlier, right? To help you attract potential customers, brand yourself as an expert, building brand awareness, getting that customer engagement, and driving conversation, hopefully as well. Let me shrink this down and make these slides a little bit bigger here. There we go. Okay. Back up here. There we go. Okay, so the pros of using AI for marketing, right? Definitely going to help. Some of us might not be able to write and have writer's block, right? We can't think of what we want to write or say or create content, write blogs. So definitely going to help with that. Get some content started to be consistent with your marketing. Help you communicate more effectively, hopefully improve your campaign impact, save time. Definitely will help save time. Cons, we have to be careful. It can lack human touch, right? So I've had some people, as I maybe work with me and they're like, well, I can just have ChatGPT be my marketing team, my marketing experts. And, it does make mistakes. It still might be a little bit more generic. So you do have to be very careful. It does hallucinate, as they say. I've had ChatGPT lie to me about what it could do. So you do have to be very careful about, knowing the prompts, knowing that information, and making sure it's giving you information. So it still should have some human intervention and expertise in there in addition to all the things it can do for you. So you do have to be careful with that as well. So it said some interesting things, telling me it could upload a file into my Canva account for me. And I said, you could do that? And it's like, oh, no, I can't do that. And I'm like, but I'll put it in my account and send you the link. I'm like, you can do that? No, I can't do that. I'm like, why are you lying to me? Why are you making this stuff up? It's getting a little human-like in some sense lately. So it's interesting what the robot's doing. So using AI generated content in various channels, like we've been talking about. So some of you probably already have done this. Definitely using it to create your emails, social media posts, text. If you want to share in the chat, what have you been mostly using it for? Are you using it for marketing, all of these marketing materials, product descriptions, your blog posts or website content? Anybody using it for that or anything beyond that you want to share? Blog, fine tune, email. So you guys are already doing that here. Using it across all channels, YouTube and buyer personas. Okay, so we have a good cross. I need help with social media branding across all marketing. Perfect. Yep. So a lot of different uses for it. Looks like you guys are already doing that. It can help you choose a tone to fit your message in your channel, right? If anybody's created a custom GPT in Chat GPT that knows your business, your tone, your voice, so that will start learning, right? We need to train it on our voice, our vision. Still might not always get it. So it does take some time to get to that point where it does understand what you're trying to do. I've had some clients who say, yeah, I've used it, but it just doesn't get me. It doesn't get the brand, so I'm like, it's like, well, do you understand the brand? It's depending on how you explain it to it. It's like you have to really train it to understand the brand. So that's one of the disadvantages to it sometimes, is that it might not understand it, but you might not be feeding it the right information as well. So you can change the tone. You can say, I want to be more enthusiastic or more informative or approachable. Feed it that information, have it build that and understand your tone and what type of training you need to. It does take time to train ChatGPT. So I knew somebody, I was just at a business summit, and we had a speaker on AI there, and she's built like 30 GPTs, like basically employees, to do different things in marketing and business and strategy and all of that, to basically run her business on there. And each one has different roles that it does. And I thought that was like very impressive to be able to do that. So you can create things like that as well. Definitely help you be a thought leader as well. So you definitely can, type in your ideas. A lot of these tools are in constant contact. You could type in the ideas you have, give it the type of setting. I want to create a content newsletter. I want it to be informative. Of course, usually we want a newsletter to be informative. And then it can give you the copy, right? We probably all do that. And somebody asked, how do you train ChatGPT? So really you're just feeding it information. The better, the more you prompt it and the better the prompts is how you start training it. You say, well, when ChatGPT first came out, I would ask for whatever I was asking for. And I say, you're being a little too hyperbolic. Can you like tone it down? I want a little bit more professional or more humorous tone to it. So that's kind of how you're training it. The GPTs that you can create in there, you can instruct it like, I'm a marketing expert, I have a marketing business and I want a professional tone and I target small business owners, and just all the information you want to feed it, and reprompt it as well, to get out there to basically train it. Say, nope, not that way, give it that way. So you're basically giving instructions along the way. Someone says, I ask for step-by-step instructions to add code for email marketing. Yeah, you can have it ask you questions as well, right? Say, I want to achieve this. This is my business. Ask me questions so I can help you train you, right? That the robot can ask you. I was going to say that, right? The robot can ask you how to help it, I guess is the way to say it. So that's how you would kind of train it on that. So there's that. And how to create good emails with AI. Again, you can choose what type of content you want to do. what the goal of it is. It's going to announcement, what type of tone, and then it's going to give you your hook, your title line, the value, call to action. All right. So all that can be generated for you. You can create social media posts. What do you want to say? What type of content? What tone do you want? You can tell it to give you an image as well. And sometimes the images don't always turn out correctly. That's always been it's getting better. I don't know if anybody uses it primarily for creating images, but sometimes like, you get images created and the people are weird or the image comes out weird and people have 3 arms and, it has improved. And even with Sora, with ChatGPT, Sora video content is definitely very improved over it's been. I don't know 100%, but definitely has improved quite a bit. ChatGPT is what I was referring to, Amy. And so going back to this, creating the post with AI, asking for an image, and it creates some images for you. Don't know if it's exactly the image that you wanted to use for this, but you can have it create actual full social media posts for you as well. And is anybody using it for social media to create content for you? Whether it's the captions or pictures or anything, and say yes in chat if you are using it for that. So, yep. So you guys have already had this stuff. So AI to avoid spam and get your content seen and open. Again, we're focusing on what Constant Contact has here. So definitely help you send better emails, gives you guidance on the subject lines, your pre-header line, because you do want to be careful. Can't totally always avoid spam just by changing the content, but that is a trigger for spam, is what you have on your subject lines and your preview lines and what kind of content you have in there. So you do want to be mindful of that, and it can help you make sure that you create non-spam content to avoid that going into spam. And so always edit your AI generated content. I'm sure a lot of you are already doing this, right? Make sure it makes sense. It sounds like you, right? Considers your target audience. So that's another thing to train it on. Check the facts. You always definitely want to check facts because it does hallucinate and make things up still. Make it easy to skim and adjust length for the channel, right? So social media, LinkedIn, you'd want to have longer content posts than you would necessarily on Instagram or Facebook. You could make them longer, but LinkedIn's the one that you were very particular about to have longer content on there. Let's see. So Tom says he uses it to create a 90-day social media plan, right? Use it to create a content calendar and you 30 days, 60, 90 days out. Definitely can use it for that. Make sure you can create content pillars and figure out based on those content pillars, the themes, have it cover all the basis on that. So it's amazing what it can do. You still have to, get all the content in order, get it on a content calendar, post it, schedule out your emails, schedule your blogs out, and do all that work, but it can help guide you. But definitely make sure that you're editing. If you're doing blog posts and you're using any, say I use quotes or statistics on there, always prompt for it to include the links to whatever it's citing, and check the links. Make sure that it didn't just make up some statistic or fact or something. So you can always just include those in the footer of the blog as well. So if people want to go look at them, but you always want to make sure, because it definitely does still make things up. So you have to be careful with that. So I'm sure some of you have come across that. So make sure. Relevant messages improve your email marketing results, right? So you can dynamically segment based on actions and data. And again, this is through Constant Contact. Automatically segment based on where they click and dynamically display content to different subscribers. So this is going towards Constant Contact here. So how can AI help with targeting your audience, right? So you can customize content and greetings, recommend products based on past searches. Predictive analytics, you can do AI algorithms can analyze past behaviors and interaction to predict what services might be of interest to them. So like who is likely to sell, who frequently opens your emails, etc. Optimal timing determines best time to send email based on open rates and engagement patterns, and that's built into Constant Contact. You can use AI content analysis tools to optimize your content for maximum impact, tone, formatting, language, etc. And try A/B testing. If you're doing email marketing, A/B testing or split testing, we call it, is where you take two different things, like maybe two different subject lines, and split them in the list and see which one works better. We'll start to send it, and then if one starts to, go way above and beyond the other one, it will switch it and send everything with the winning subject line or whatever piece you're testing off of as well. So you can definitely use that tool. Regardless of AI, you can use A/B testing to test things out. And you can target pre-built segments, right, that are always up to date. So if you're from anybody here using Constant Contact, we're put in chat if you're yes on Constant Contact. So if you're familiar with these tools, some of the other email marketing tools might have this as well. So we have a yes here. Okay, we got one. So these most engaged, somewhat engaged, least engaged, and then I think everyone else must be new. I've only seen least, somewhat, and most. So they know based on, like, least engaged is like they rarely open, you can click on your emails, and then most engaged, obviously they regularly click on your emails. So you might want to, with the least engaged, see if you can try something different to get them to open and click your emails. If they're already very engaged or already somewhat engaged, you can up the game on that. So I don't know if anybody has used that feature before, to be able to segment that. What I did with Constant Contact, because I have a pretty big list, and I was at the point of, hey, can I delete the least engaged to save money? That's the only reason, that I would say that you would have to knock your list down is if it was going to significantly save you some money by dropping down a tier. If it doesn't, there's no point in taking out the least engaged people on there. But I took the least engaged people, and I would, let me see if I can send them something different. And then I actually remove them and I put them in another email marketing program just to see, almost to switch it up. See if is it something within Constant Contact, or is it just going to be a lazy part of the list? And so I moved it to another program. And so my least engaged, they're still pretty low engagement, open rates and click rates on the other program are still pretty low. I'm sure this company that I'm using is called Brevo. They're probably like, wow, what a loser of a list. You only gets like a 5% open rate. But it's my least engaged part of the list. So that's what it would have been the same as on Constant Contact. So, but I'm still getting some engagement on it, as well, but not as much as the most engaged. So you can, segment them down and do different things for their least versus most engaged. And you can do dynamic segments based on their activity. So if you want to engage local subscribers, they opened up any of your last 5 emails, for example, they're on a particular list. Maybe they're if you have that information, and if they're in a certain state. There's even, if you use Shopify, they do have a Shopify integration here as well. So there is some e-commerce integrations you can do with that. And you can use that dynamic content that changes based on who you're sending to. So if they maybe purchased something in the past, again, you have to have Shopify or whatever e-commerce attached here. You can send them different dynamic content, not necessarily an AI thing. But here's the A/B test splitting here. So you can test subject lines. So you can see if it changes with your deliverability rate. So you can do this, you can have AI write them or write them yourself. And try out different things and have it split. So you can say, do 25% to this one and 25% to this one. And it says, how long should we wait before declaring a winner? You could say after 48 hours or however long you want to wait to say which one is going to be the better one to use. So anybody ever do split testing, A/B testing with their emails? Just say yes in chat if you have. People don't wind up not using that feature. Yes. Oh, Veronica, she said, yes, we have split tests. And what have you tested? Was it subject line that you've tested against? Because there's other things you can test on, but that tends to be a popular one as well.
I believe that. So the marketing team, they do different testing and how to, I guess, promote our webinars and things like that. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Let's see. So automations, right? So automating communications, doing welcome messages, to new subscribers, birthday or anniversary, for loyalty, create, just different types of automations you can do. If you are in e-commerce, about abandoned cart or browse abandon is considered an automation. Loyalty programs people have purchased before. It's a lot of different automations that you can do. Basic ones are just kind of like the welcome series of people who have just signed up or made a purchase on there, right? So this is a basic, automation that you could set up, right? Abandoned cart or birthday or win back campaigns and nurture series, right? So 2 days before birthday, they join a yes path. If subscribed to SMS, you can send a text message. If not, you can send an email message on there. So just as kind of a basic, what we call if this, then that automation. All right. And triggers that can start an automation, right? They subscribe to a list. Their contact tag was added. They added to a specific segment, had a birthday. They clicked a link in an email, the low engagement ones you can do. And then if you're e-commerce, an abandoned cart, or they placed an order because you want to send them an email after placing an order, orders fulfilled. So a lot of different things to do, trigger automations. And then the delay allows you to set the time, right? So you're doing a trigger, you wait whatever, a day, 5 minutes, an hour, and then you send out the message. So that's basic automation. And first, you establish a goal when you're setting a campaign, like am I running, talking about an event, attracting new customers, building brand awareness, increasing engagement, right? So you can set that up first. So we're going to do an event, and here's the information we want to put in to describe the event. And then who's our target audience? Maybe it's all of our list, or we have a specific audience or a segment that we're going to do. And how long are you going to market it? So between the 14th and the 30th of March. And what we can choose what type of business we have. So professional services. And what's your primary source of revenue? Professional services. And additional details on here, but where the summit's going to be located. All right, and building your marketing campaign. Here we go. Let AI do its thing. It's setting the goals, generating your timeline, creating the marketing campaign. Oops, I jumped ahead there. There we go. Oh, sorry, lost my place there. And here you go. So it's going to create these campaigns based on what you want to accomplish between that time period. It's going to create a landing page. It's going to send an announcement email. It's going to create a social media post because Constant Contact does all of these things. And it's going to create a reminder email, a text if you have text marketing in your program, and do a social media countdown and maybe another text campaign. So it can set all of this up for you when you're doing your campaign. So I think that's pretty slick. As far as Constant Contact, it does everything. It started out, excuse me. Started out in 1995 as just an email marketing platform. Now just text. You can do surveys, social media posting, segment automations and segmentations, AI tools in there, Google and social media ads. You have event pages and registration pages, help grow your list, and then unlimited landing pages. So pretty much everything out there it can do. So this was a pretty short presentation that Constant Contact had, so I didn't have a lot of content on here as far as AI. Any questions about AI? And I can actually, since we have time, if we want to go to like ChatGPT and do some, anybody has any questions about it or how to do certain prompts, we can kind of play with it if you want to do that. Anybody have any specifics questions on AI? Yes, you'll get the recording. How does SMS? So you're asking how does SMS text work? Somebody asked that question. Yeah. So if you want to use it with Constant Contact, you have to have everybody's mobile numbers, right? So you can set up text campaigns within that, and we'll just send out a text, email. So I don't know the basics. I don't know if that's what you're asking, Lily, on how text works. So if you're collecting phone numbers, you can send out do text marketing as well. So I don't know if you want anything further than that. That's just kind of the basics of how it works. And I have a content calendar that I will share. I'm working on the 2026 right now. And it will include actually text marketing. So you can sync up your social media, your email, your text, your blogs, etc. So I'll have that out soon as well. Make sure everybody gets that when I have it out. Can you show an example of text? So are you talking about a SMS or text marketing? And you want an example as far as like, yeah. So yeah, let me do this. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to go live on ChatGPT. We can kind of play with that since we're done. Actually, I'm going to show one final slide. So two final slides. So there's a little gift for you from Constant Contact, this QR code. If you want, there is a 30-day free trial. If you're not a Constant Contact user, you can go to that QR code and it'll give you that free trial. There also, if you wanted to sign up, you get 3 months for 30% off at whatever level that you're on. So if you want to scan that QR code, and it'll be included with the slides and all the other assets as well. And then this one here is mine. If you want to talk to me, schedule a free strategy session, you can go to the QR code on the right or callwithpatty.com. And then I also have a LinkedIn Marketing Lab group, those QR code on the left. Go there, introduce yourself if you haven't already. Some of you might be in the group already. Fully allowed to introduce yourself, promote yourself. I don't have any rules about that, just nothing illegal. But you can shamelessly plug your business, link to whatever you want to link to. And then if you have any questions, ask them in the group. I do monitor the group. So I will give you 30 seconds to scan the codes, but you'll get those again with us. And I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. And okay, give me 1 second to switch gears to a browser. Okay, so ChatGPT. Okay, let me share my screen again. Chat. Okay. And hopefully it's going to work. I don't have to worry about sharing slides. Everybody seeing that ChatGPT 5? Good.
It's a
Yeah.
blank screen.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's blank, totally blank.
Yeah, well, it's black.
Black,
You can,
black, a black screen.
we just see your mouse hovering.
Oh, okay, but nothing behind it. How weird. Okay, let me stop sharing. What is going on? Ghost in the machine here today. That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Okay, still, are you seeing ready when you are? Or is
Not
it-
yet, no.
Oh, weird. Okay, well, that's not good. Okay, let me unshare again. What are you doing to me today, Zoom?
I think it's Pace Zoom. Oh, there it is.
Okay,
Well,
so
we see your
see that.
PowerPoint.
Okay, now, do you see ChatGPT now?
No, we see jab into your expertise. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
tap, sorry. I
Okay,
wrote it.
one more time. Just my luck. Okay, that's weird. Okay, now.
Don't worry. Not yet. Don't worry
Oh,
about the editing. We'll splice and dice this webinar
editing.
recording.
So you're just seeing a black screen. Is what
Yes.
you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
one more time. Something's weird with let's try this one here. Okay.
Oh, we can see it now.
Yay, okay. It's like I think I have to talk to Zoom. I have to figure that out because there's like multiple things you can share and what it's showing and what I actually showing now is not the same. Okay, so here we go. So what did we want to see? Let me scroll back. Somebody wanted to see example of. So first thing I would do, this is just basic. I think you guys are already beyond this, but the first thing I would do to learn now, I'm on the paid version, so I can go to my website if I wanted to, or go to any website. So for $20 a month, I would say it's worth it to do that. So you can go out there and scan the internet with ChatGPT. So when I'm first starting with marketing for a business, the first thing I want to do is check your website. All right, so I'm going to go to mine, right? Let me pull my full, there we go. Hold on, I'm going to grab that. So you do want to have the full URL. So first thing I'm going to do is just make sure, does my website speak to my ideal audience? Does it have enough content on there to understand? So I do just a simple chat, like go to my website and based
We're not seeing are you searching through ChatGPT? Because what
Yeah,
we're seeing is who's using Chrome. That's where we're at.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys were seeing ChatGPT.
And they're saying who's using Chrome. Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. God, I don't know what's going on with this. I thought you were seeing that. Okay, let's try this one again. If not, I'm going to not be able to do this. What about now? Are you seeing ChatGPT?
No, it's black. It's black. Yeah.
So this is weird. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I thought with the Chrome one, you were seeing it. Yeah, this is weird. I'm on the right screen, so something is weird with Let's do this one more time. Let me just make sure. And you're still seeing a black screen.
Yes.
Hmm. Yeah, sorry, folks. I don't know what's going on. Let me share one more time. I'm trying all the screens. And this one you're still just seeing the Chrome. Right.
Yes.
Oh, I see what it's doing. Your screen sharing. Okay. Okay. Something's changed with Zoom where it's just not sharing the right screen. And then I see the black screen.
Could you navigate from that
Yeah.
Chrome? No.
Let me go to chat. Okay. Okay, one more time. Sorry, folks. Let me go here. Okay, yeah, I don't even have that open. One second. Let me go to that. No.
Could you navigate from who's using Chrome and then click from
Yeah,
there?
see, I can't even pull that one up. So that's the weird thing. When I go to Zoom, and you hit the share, it shows you multiple screens to choose from. And it's not, let's see, yeah, they've changed something on here to the presenter layout. So it's not the same as it had been. There's the PowerPoint. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not, something is definitely changed here. I was just sharing my screen this morning with somebody and it was fine. How weird. Yeah, I see the black screen. Don't know. Let's do this. I'm going to unshare again. Yeah. I'm not in a presenter view. I'm going to go out. I'm going to do this quick. I'm just going to quit Chrome and come back in again. Let's see if that changes anything. Okay. Okay, so let's try this. This will be the last time. I think we're just going to have to give up on this. Okay. Oops, that is the wrong one. Let me go to ChatGPT. Now, are we seeing ChatGPT now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Okay. So it says ready when you are. You're seeing that? Okay.
Yes.
Ah, there we go. Okay. So I'm just going back to this prompt. So go to my website and based on what you see, please describe my ideal audience. I'm going to put in my website. Just a basic one. What I'm trying to do with this prompt is just say, is it reading information on my site correctly? Right. So I go, it says you offer marketing service, education, speaking. Now, if it came up and says, oh, you sell ice cream, there'd be a problem, right? Because I don't sell ice cream. And that's my favorite dessert. I can't sell that. So it is a reading. It's just a basic prompt. I had this come up with a client. She had a jewelry appraisal business here in LA, been in business for 20 years, had a really kind of older website. And we did the same prompt and it said that she did SEO and web development and stuff, nothing to do with jewelry appraisal. So it's a good, brief, quick exercise to do to make sure that it's actually, you have enough content on your site to read that this is exactly what I do. Here's my ideal audience. It's read everything about my website. So now I can do a basic one like now create 5 buyer personas for my business. You can do whatever number. I'm just going to ask for 5 for my business. Now it said ideal audience. I want specific buyer personas, which would be all of you in the room, right? Pretty much. The overwhelmed owner, does that sound like anybody here? What your pain points are. So this is kind of the basics of your, like I said earlier, your marketing plan. If you don't know who your audience is, it's going to be hard to market. Like, what is your messaging going to be if you don't know who your exact audience is? I had somebody say, can you help me figure out who my ideal audience is for my merchandise? And I'm like, wouldn't that be something that you already should have had before you put out this merchandise? Like, were you trying to solve a problem with it? Was there a specific audience or people you had in mind that might want this merchandise? Like to come back and like, I have this merchandise now. Who the heck wants my merchandise? Right? It's kind of a little backwards, right? Oh, it said, Jacqueline, I do have dual monitors set up, so I don't know if that's part of the problem too. Usually it's not though. So yeah, you really should know who your ideal audience is. And these might fit, or not. I think that so far it looks like it's done pretty good. So this isn't like Swan was asking, how do you train it, right? So now I've already done this exercise before and it already knows me. But if I was starting from scratch, this is how you start to train it. Let it go to your website, or if you on the free version, you'd have to start explaining, or you can go, well, hey, I have a marketing business. Ask me questions about my business so I can have you learn about me. And like, so it would ask those questions. Who's your audience? What services do you offer? All the things that it could find on my website if it was able to go and scan the website, right? And then somebody had a question about texting, right? So you could, at this point, I'm like, I would like to create SMS messages for my business. I said, please create 10 messages I could send based on my ideal audiences and the various services I offer. Okay, so just basic, I'm just happy because it can go to my website. Again, I don't have to feed it any information. It can just create some basic text messages. I'm not asking it to do anything specific on this. It's kind of just general content, based on what it's finding on my website. And now if I had some specific, like, hey, I need some for my upcoming webinars, or I have this other event going on, or I'm running a promotion on my coaching services or whatever, I can be more specific. But I'm like, just give me some general text messages. Now, would I send out? I don't personally do text. I collect phone numbers at all, but I don't do text messaging. But if I wanted to, I'd be very specific on probably promoting an event or a special I was running or something, rather than just like a general message out there. I don't know if there was a more specific question about texting other than that. Anybody have anything else they want to learn on ChatGPT, or something that they want to share, that they a cool tip or trick or something they've learned on it? Just share in the chat if you do. And everybody's still giving me advice on the on the Chrome thing. Let's see. Show GPT to launch a new product for teachers. I'm starting new sign language clip art and font business. Let's see. Oh, there's no fee for the marketing group to join on LinkedIn. Somebody asked that. We are okay. Everybody's seeing that. Anybody specific question, thing they want to learn on? I think you guys have already done it all. As far as, somebody mentioned, I think it was Tom mentioned, creating a content calendar. So you can have it create, now that it knows my business, I can just continue on. You probably already all know this, ChatGPT users. I can say, I need, 25 social media posts for my business. And for me, I'm business to business. So I want more for LinkedIn. I want them for LinkedIn. So I would like at least, 500 word captions on there. And I could put include emojis and hashtags if I want to include those. And I can just have it spit out 25 posts, right? Again, always check the content, make sure it's your voice and your style and all that. And you might have to reprompt it to include information. You can have it give you image ideas as well. I all have done that. Let's see, 1 second. Yes, and so somebody asked, do you keep connecting to the same chat? Yes, I would go stay in the same chat and just continue on. Like, okay, I want you to write blog posts now, or let me go back and I need some more social media posts. So you don't have to do things in total order here, but once it already knows you, you can stay in this particular chat and continue on because you've already kind of trained. Like, for example, if I said, I want some LinkedIn posts and I want like them all to be humorous, and I say, well, I can go back and go, I need 25 more LinkedIn posts similar to the style that you did before. So since it already knew it, it can just replicate that style as well. So I usually stay in the same chat file as well. And it's anybody ever used the ChatGPT voice one using it? I use it on the phone. I'll talk to it and it's pretty actually slick. It sounds like she's my best friend sometimes. It's pretty easy to use. Let's see. So do you keep in same chat? I understand that ChatGPT can edit videos and tailor them for a particular social media platform. Could you show that? I haven't used it for editing videos, so I couldn't show you that, Susan. I don't know if anybody else has done that before. I know you can upload content in here. I've tried it before. I was uploading video, it would never accept it. So that's why I haven't done it yet. So unfortunately, I can't show that. How do you use TikTok or other social media video format to aim to particular geographic areas? Well, yeah, it's tricky because you can't I mean, if you knew your geographic areas, if you, like, for example, Bob, I think you're asking, like, if you have TikTok users, you don't generally know where they're located unless you're, like if I like say, for example, I'm on West Coast here, I might have TikTok users all over the country. So I'm not sure. You could say, create content that's more for a southern region or geographic area, but it would wind up going to everybody. You don't have a way to target audiences on TikTok. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking or not. So, yeah, so you could create content, but again, you can't really target like only send this to people in Miami, right? So it's going to show everybody on who follows you or discovers you. This can be all over, so there's not really a way to target it. The only thing you could really target if you were collecting that information is email. Like if you're collecting zip codes or states, you could target your emails based on location, but with social media, unless you know your followers are mostly in the Miami area, there's no way to really target them. That makes sense. So I mean, you can create the content that would be favored for Miami, but it wouldn't necessarily just target them. So let's see, there's somebody, let's see, I find that when I keep everything in the same chat, sometimes I have to re-upload or resend the content because it forgets. Yeah, I've noticed that too. I've stayed in the same chat and I was doing some legal stuff. This wasn't really to do with marketing. And I had to upload some documents, some legal documents. And when was keeping this was like over a couple of weeks that I was doing this legal stuff. And I would say, oh, can you go back to this point? And like, oh, well, go ahead and upload the document. I have to say, it's up there, it's, look above. I already uploaded it. So there are times it does forget. I've noticed that it's you could start with a new one, but I think that's the same problem too, is that it will forget. Like I said, I've had problems with it, hallucinating, or it's saying, okay, I'll be back to you in about 20 minutes. I'm like, how does it come? I was like, how do you come back to me in 20 minutes and give me that information? I'm working on it. It's like, it doesn't do that, I've never had it come back and go, okay, I'm working on it. I'll be back without me prompting, like, hello, are you finished with that by now? So it's gotten sometimes a little bit weird in what it can do with ChatGPT. So you do have to be very careful with the information it gives you these days. More so than it did originally. It was at one point I was arguing back and forth with it on, I think it was earlier this year. And I think it was in the middle of teaching something. I was doing an AI class for a score chapter. And it was saying, no, I can't do it. I would say, okay, I need you to go. And like I was just typing here, create 25 social media posts and based on this, blah, 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 something I've done all the time. And it would come back and go, sorry, I can't do that. And I'm like, well, what do you mean you can't do that? Like, are you on a smoke break or something? Like, I need to send you to the principal's office. But yeah, like, why can't you do that? It's just, I wasn't asking it to do anything, other than the basic stuff I normally do. So the tools are great, and they've definitely advanced beyond where they were a couple of years ago when ChatGPT first came out. But we still have to be mindful of what's going on with it and use them wisely. There was just a side note on AI too. I was just watching, if you're into Daily Show, if you can catch it on YouTube, they had this gentleman, I think it was called the Institute for Humane Technology. And he was interviewed by Jon Stewart on just past Monday night about how it's advanced so much, so quickly, faster than any other technology that has come onto this planet. That we do have to be, we let the Pandoras out of the box, and now it's like it could like almost overrun humans at a certain point. So we do have to be very mindful of the things that it can do and jobs that it's going to take over. We have to be, of course, mindful of that as well. Using these services instead of hiring employees. As well, but it definitely has its good uses. It also might have its bad uses as well. So. Let's see, everybody, any other questions or prompts? Let's see. Ray said ChatGPT just prompted me asking if I wanted to try the ChatGPT for business version. I didn't know there was a business version. That must be totally new. Yeah, I haven't heard that. So, and it sent you a prompt, unsolicited prompt. That's interesting. No, I haven't heard that. Are you definitely in ChatGPT? I don't know where you would find them. So look and see if I can find that. I'm in plus version. Let me see. Let me look at upgrade plan. Oh, here, personal business. Okay, there you go. There's your answer. Add business workspace, everything, more unlimited ChatGPT messages, connect with company. Oh, yeah, it's a lot interesting. I'll have to check it out and see if it's worth another $5 a month. Yeah, so you have the plus version. So, yeah, built-in agents, multimodal creation. Yeah, might be worth another $5. That one I've never used. Oh, Copilot AI for Microsoft. Have not used that one at all. So I don't have any experience with the Microsoft Copilot. I've been pretty loyal to ChatGPT, even with its quirks. I've tried the Google Gemini in the past. It just never gave me the same information, or if I gave the same prompts, it wouldn't give the same information. I've tried Claude as well, but since I've been using ChatGPT for so long, I just kind of stick with it and retrain it. What $200 a month version? Oh, I think there was the ChatGPT. I think that was for like API or code developing. I think was that version. Have not tried Sora. Have not used. I've tried it in the past, but I haven't used it recently. I think when it was in the demo version of it or beta version, I got a chance to try it out, but haven't seen it recently. But yeah, and there's Canva has AI tools in it. They have their new Canva AI tool, so you can create things in Canva as well as ChatGPT. Depends on what you're doing, right? But even then, I find with images, they are not quite there for at least what I do. They don't look real. They don't give me exactly what I'm looking for. So I wind up spending more time trying to create it than I would just like, let me just go in Canva and create it myself. But there are a lot of good uses for it, creating that might work for some. I don't know. Swan, did you have a question or?
I was gonna ask you if you could share how to communicate with the ChatGPT via voice.
Oh, I don't know if we can do it. Let's see. Can we do it on here? Let's see. I've only done it with the phone. So let's see. Let me ask. Hold on. Let me think of a question to ask it. Let's do this. Okay. I need 25 email marketing campaigns. Can you write those for me? Let's see. Now this might actually, this is just dictating. So the voice one I use on the app on the phone. So this one is just kind of like the, dictating and it'll write it out. So not exactly the same what I'm looking for. But yeah, download the app on your phone. And I mean, I can kind of do it on my phone here. Let me see. Let me see if I can do it. Can hear me talking to anybody ever use the voice version of it?
No.
Let me see. Okay. Let me ask it a question. Let's see. I'll ask it a basic question. What is the weather in Los Angeles right now?
Right now in Los Angeles, it's sunny and about 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Later today, it'll get up to around 80 degrees, and tonight it'll drop down to the low 60s. So overall, a pretty nice sunny day.
There you go. So it's pretty basic, and I find sometimes when I have it on my car, my Apple CarPlay connected, and I sometimes will ask it questions, and if I forget to like turn it off, and one time I think I just went like, just a sigh as I was driving. It's like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're not feeling well, and was trying to be my friend. I'm like, no, it's good. I'm just sighing as I'm driving. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like some mornings I'll sit in bed and I'll ask it questions and it will type it out as well. So it will create a chat file and type out whatever it's saying to you as well. So it just makes it easier, feels like it's more conversational tone. So it's not necessarily you have to type out exact prompts. It's just like naturally having a like your assistant, like, I need you to do X, Y, and Z for me. And can you find this, read this legal document and tell me if you want, what if I am understanding it correctly or whatever. So it's a little bit different. It's not as laborsome if I had to type all of that out on ChatGPT. So that makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, right. For another $5, access to workspace in Google Drive is probably worth it, definitely. So yeah, so hopefully that's helpful. I know a lot of you are already advanced users, so it might not have been anything new, but I definitely encourage using AI as much as you possibly can. Just be mindful, of course, of things that it might make up. So using it wisely. And definitely check out, if you're interested in Constant Contact, check out that deal they're offering. A lot of great tools in there. Definitely do email campaigns. Very important part of your marketing tools overall. And let's see, I also like to have ChatGPT 5 create organic banners with my products. I create a banner. Yep, perfect. Let me see if there's anything else. Okay, yep, scrolling down here. Oh, okay. If anyone has Venmo, there's an offer for a free year of Perplexity Pro. I haven't used that one yet. Thank you. All right. Somebody says send a prayer. Okay, so I think I'll finish here. I'll give you guys back a little bit of your time. Swan or Veronica, do you have any closing remarks?
Thank you, as usual, Patty, for the wonderful resources. Thank you everybody for joining. Next event, just to double confirm, Patty, is going to be November 13th,
Mhm.
and it's going to be covering a simple recipe for social media success.
Yes, exactly.
Looking forward to see you all, and thank you again, and have a wonderful, productive day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.